Hello and welcome to the Ruby Shoes podcast, delivering the very best local entertainment news across East Anglia. Now, this week we've been to see a performance of Teechers, which is a collaboration between the New Wolsey Theatre and the Eastern Angles. There's Ruby in the background. And we hung around at the end and chatted to one of the lead actors, Issac Franklin, afterwards. Now, we've got two very important and exciting pieces of news to share with you this week. And Ruby is clearly trying to get in on the act. And finally, we take a look at some of the best theatre shows around that you won't want to miss. Now, early today, as I said, I was at a special performance of Teechers at the New Wolsey Theatre in Ipswich. This morning for the Ruby Shoes podcast, we went along to the New Wolsey Theatre to see Teechers by John Godber. And it's a special production. It's by the New Wolsey Theatre and also Eastern Angles Theatre Company production. So it's kind of a joint project between the two of them. And it's a real kind of high-energy comedy, but with a real punchy political message about the state of the country's education system. Now, don't think for 1 minute that it's going to be all dark and dreary, because it absolutely isn't. It's so funny, literally from the word off, and very, very pacey as well. So you've got three characters. You've got Gail, Hobby and Salty. So Gail is played by Chilia, and Hobby by Eloise, and Salty by Isaac. And we managed to catch a word with Issac Franklin after the production. But let me tell you a bit more about it. So the idea is that these three characters, Dale, Hobby and Salty, they're presenting their hilarious end-of-term play, and it really is hilarious. And it kind of tells the tale of a new drama teacher's progress at their chaotic school. So you've got a couple of terms of rowdy students, downtrodden colleagues. The whole education system is on the brink. And it's all about, will this kind of new teacher with all these new ideals be swayed by the calmer waters of a local private school who are kind of snipping at his heels to get him to work for them instead? The three characters have only got the props of the classroom to hand and some fantastic lighting techniques, I can tell you. And it's a real tour de force of live theatre and storytelling, and an absolute must. And I know I say that sometimes about shows, but this is fantastic. My guest that was with me, Steve, he literally said, I think that's the best bit of live theatre I've seen in a very long time. So hats off to the three fantastic actors. They're really young, but they're just brilliant. Isaac, Chilia and Eloise did a fantastic job. Now, the nice thing is that it's at the New Wolsey Theatre until this Thursday, so you can catch it there by going to www.wolseytheatre.co.uk. But then it goes on a small tour of East Anglia. So I'm just going to call up the details for that so I can tell you where it's going to be. So it finishes on Thursday, as I said, and then it's going to go to... It's going out of the counties first of all, but then it comes back to Haverhill Arts Centre for the 9th of October, the Seckford Theatre in Woodbridge the following day, the 10th of October, goes over to Lowestoft for the Seagull Theatre on the 11th, Dis Cornwall, so just over into Norfolk there on the 16th, Mercury Theatre in Colchester on the 17th, and then it's back to Ipswich at the Studio for Eastern Angles on the 18th, the Key in Sudbury on the 23rd of October, and finally Aldborough Jubilee Hall, which is just a gorgeous hall, on the 25th of October. So lots of opportunities to see it, and it really is well worth it. You need to go to the individual venues, websites or box office numbers for the tickets. It's called Teachers. It was written by John Godber back in the 80s. So it's been revised, and it's very, very current for this, for now, if you like. But it's also the message that John Godber was putting through about, education and the right of, children from all backgrounds to have a good education is still, sadly, very, very current to this day. But say, don't get caught up in the politics. It's just a really, really funny play. And what's clever is it's the sort of play that really appeals to teachers and really appeals to students alike. And because all of us have gone to school at some point, you can see yourself and your school days played out in front of you. And that's what's so funny about it. Really well worth going to. So it's just at the New Wolsey Theatre, and we've just seen a performance of Teachers by John Godber, and we're hoping to catch a word with one of the characters, Salty, who is actually called Issac. There's just 3 actors in this and they play over 20 different characters. So it's quite an ask, but it was absolutely fantastic. So I'm hoping to meet him here. And then what we'll do is we might head out on the balcony because it's a beautiful sunny day here at the Wolsey Theatre. We're upstairs, we've got a lovely bar, but they've got an even better balcony. So we're going to head there. So it's well worth seeing.
And we were sort of nervous they wouldn't find any of it at all funny. But
oh my God, no.
Got lucky.
Absolutely did. It was just fantastic. It was the first time I'd seen Teachers, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So I was not sure what to expect, and I thought, political message, it's probably going to be very sort of, deep and dark, and it's not at all. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
More funny than anything else, I think. Yeah. But it's nice to have a little bit of a line through. But...
Definitely, and comedy's hard, because comedy, you've got to get the timing right, and it's really fast. The whole thing, you just bounce from one thing to another. One of the other actors, bless her, she was just describing it in the Q&A. We were just sitting there as like letting a dog out in the garden. And when they first run out and they run around like mad things, that was a brilliant definition because actually it's that much energy right the way through the play.
Yeah, sustaining it is the trickiest thing, I think.
Bet.
Not being able to go back and have a sip of water at all until the interval. It's tough, but it's why it's so fun. And
I literally, my mouth dropped open when they said, how long did you get to rehearse? And it was 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd have to have 3.5 years to remember that lot.
Yeah, it's tricky, but 3.5 weeks is lucky. A lot of these things do 2 weeks rehearsal, maybe. I'm only just out of university. I've only been a year out, and at university we'd do lots of student productions, and you'd be lucky to get sort of 5 evenings before you did a play. So I'm still very grateful for just having that time.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was just brilliant. Did you have any kind of preconceived ideas? Had you seen it before yourself before you got to...
No, I hadn't. We didn't do Teachers in my school. But I spoke to other people that had, and I think John Godber's got a real style, especially, like this and Bouncers. They're really theatrical. You've got the multi-rolling. They work really well as pieces that tour, and so that was the sort of main takeaway going into it. What I was told was just that it's going to be good fun. It's a good piece of theatre.
Yeah, good fun, but also hard work.
Yeah.
There's over 20 different characters there. There's only 3 of you on stage, but each character is so believable. So well done on that. I know you're an actor and that's what you do, but it still shocks me when people can actually do this.
Yeah.
And I was literally totally believing that you were a 15-year-old schoolboy. Several different 15-year-old schoolboys.
Yeah.
But then also the teacher. The poor drama teacher who's literally fresh out of first job, and he's got this class that won't take any notice of him, and how he turns that around.
Yeah, because I'm closer to the drama teacher's age. He's probably around my age, and so the challenge was more doing the students, and also doing a believable version of the teacher that you could believe the students would do themselves.
Yes,
it's one of the trickiest things. Is you don't want to be too actory about things. You want to make sure that it's still rooted in these kids telling this story.
Exactly. And that's the hard thing, isn't it? I mean, it's all hard, but that's really, really hard because it's not you as Issac Franklin playing this part. It's actually Salty, the character, playing a part in the play, or playing parts in the play. So just fantastic. And the 3 of you the chemistry between you all works brilliantly.
Shalea and Eloise are great. We've had such fun.
I mean, I'm sure you are friends, but you really believe that you are school friends and would die for each other. It's that close a bond. It comes across. It's absolutely fantastic. After you finish on Thursday, you've then gone a short tour around East Anglia.
Yes.
How is that going to feel for you?
I'm very excited. I'm particularly looking forward to doing it now in some of the smaller venues because it's it's storytelling. So the audience is really the size of the audience is really going to affect a lot of things like the pace and how you deliver it. And working out what that's going to be like, those new dynamics in those different theatres, that's going to be an exciting challenge. I'm nervous about doing the get-ins. We've got a lot of set to move, a lot of props and stuff to make sure we're in the right places. But we're going all over, and we're going to the Mercury as well, which will be even bigger. Which I'm very scared about, but very excited about too.
Lots of room to run around.
Lots of room to run around.
Well, I'm sure all the audiences of East Anglia are going to accept you and welcome you brilliantly because it is so good.
Yeah.
And you're going to get rapturous applause as you did today. So well done for that. My final question to you, Isaac, what comes next after Teachers? You can hear the teachers and children coming out down below.
What comes next for me, or
for you?
For me, well, I'm going to be doing the Polar Express experience in Dereham in Norfolk, so I'm crossing over the Norfolk-Suffolk boundary. But I would love to work with Eastern Angles more. If they're listening, please more. Yes, I think that's what's next for me.
Okay, well I hope that goes brilliantly for you, as the tour as well. And I hope that we'll see you back here at the new Wolsey Theatre as well.
Yeah, I hope so. It's a lovely theatre.
I think you're the sort of name, Issac Franklin, we're going to see a lot of, definitely.
I hope so.
And in fact, all three of you, because you're all brilliant. So thank you for talking to us today for Ruby Shoes.
Thank you very much.
Now, just as I was getting the Ruby Shoes podcast ready this afternoon, Ipswich Regent Theatre gave me the nod that they had selected their very special Cinderella. They had a search for Cinderella which started in August, and they did auditions last Sunday at the Ipswich Town Hall, and I'm delighted to say I managed to catch a word with Lucy Roper, who is going to be this year's Panto star. She's going to be on stage at the theatre at Christmas time playing the role of Cinderella. Lucy Roper from Stowmarket joins me now. She's going to be this year's Panto star at the Ipswich Regent Theatre after beating off stiff competition during auditions held last Sunday. So first of all, Lucy, welcome and congratulations.
Hello, thank you. I'm so excited.
I bet you are. Now, tell me, when did you first hear about the search for Cinderella for the Ipswich Regent Theatre?
I had a couple of people tag me in it on Facebook. And they were like, you need to do this. So I put it in my diary, made sure I had the time off. And every time somebody sent me it, I was like, don't worry, I'm already going. I'm going.
You sorted it, definitely. So what is the day job? What did you need to get time off from? What would you normally be doing?
So I am a children's entertainer. So I own a company called Lucy's Princess Parties. And we dress up as princesses and go to birthday parties. So I had to get some cover for some parties for that day. But luckily my staff were really wonderful and they covered it all for me.
Oh, brilliant. So, I mean, you've basically been in training for this for several years already, haven't you?
Well, yes. And funnily enough, I was Cinderella at Galston's Panto last year, which was amazing. So I'm really excited to be able to do it again in another Panto.
Brilliant. So have you got a background in acting? You know, what makes you want to be Cinderella, you know, as your day job as well as now being for the Ipswich Regent?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to perform. When I was like 12, I performed at the Wolsey in one of their shows, and ever since then I've just been trying to get into the industry. I trained for as a teacher for a while, and then I went back into performing because I was like, this is the right thing for me. So yeah, I just try and perform when I can. I try and do as many different shows and bits and bobs as I can around the princess parties, and I also make theatre wigs too. So I'm always doing something to do with theatre.
Oh my goodness, so very talented as well. So how many other girls attended the open audition on Sunday?
I think there was about 17 or 18.
Mm-hmm. And whereabouts was it held?
And it was at the Ipswich Town Hall.
Okay. And then sort of talk us through it. What did you have to do for the audition?
Okay, so we all had like a 5-minute slot where we chose a song, and they gave us a bit of a script to read, a bit of a monologue. Once everybody had done their slot, then they cut us down to 4. And then we did another round where we did a contrasting song and we read another piece of script, and then they cut us down to 2. And then they made us sing the same song so they could see see us do the same thing and how we would do that. And then they announced it.
Oh my goodness. And tell me about that moment when they actually broke the news to you. Was it in front of everybody? Did you all get, all sit there and wait?
No, they had sent most people home, and they said, we just want to bring you in just to go through the script one more time. There's just a couple of things that we want to give you some notes on and try again. So I got in and I was ready to do the script one more time. And Guy was like, Richie, do you have any questions for Lucy? And he was like, no, the only question I have is if we were to offer you the role, would you take it? And I was like, yes, of course I would. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. How exciting for you. So what is the thing that you're most looking forward to about playing the role of Cinderella at this year's Ipswich Regent Theatre pantomime?
I think I just love panto, because and this is the mindset that I had when I went into the audition is I love a bit of audience interaction and I love being a bit silly and not taking things too seriously, and that's how I sort of played my audition, and I think that's what they liked. So I'm just really excited to have, just have fun with it and do what I love to do.
And dress up as a princess.
And dress up as a princess.
For a 2-week period.
I have many Cinderella wigs and dresses, but I'm sure I'll try on a new one this Christmas.
Yes, it'll be quite nice. And let another outfit for you. Think, oh yeah, that's quite nice. I've got 10 of those at home already. Lucy,
in my wardrobe.
Well done. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and we will look forward to seeing you perform on stage this Christmas at the Ipswich Regent Theatre.
Thank you.
Now, last month, I promised I had some very exciting news to share with you in due course about the Ruby Shoes podcast. Since we began a couple of years ago, we've produced over 90 separate episodes, and we've always championed the fantastic events and entertainment on offer across Suffolk and beyond. We are so grateful to you for listening to these podcasts, and without your loyal support, as you can see, Ruby is so pleased that you're listening, and without your loyal support, we couldn't do it. And I know that for the theatres and the venues, and of course the artists, your support means so much to them too. Now to the really exciting bit. As from Wednesday, the 8th of October, Ruby Shoes will be moving to a brand new radio show for award-winning Suffolk Sound Radio. Yes, every Wednesday afternoon between 2 and 4 p.m, it will be the Ruby Shoes Entertainment Show. It means that the entertainment news, the interviews we do with stars, the venues that we feature, the What's On's guide every week will now have a massive audience, not just across Suffolk, but across the whole world, backed by the support of a truly local radio station with its heart in the community and with state-of-the-art technology. So the Ruby Shoes podcast will take a break for now, and you can listen to our new 2-hour show every Wednesday by either downloading the Suffolk Sound app, or you can listen online by just going to Suffolk Sound or looking for Suffolk Sound on Google, or just go to YouTube and search for Suffolk Sound. And then on Wednesdays between 2 and 4 p.m. from the 8th of October onwards, it'll be yours truly, Steph McIntyre, that's me, on Suffolk Sound every Wednesday afternoon, which I'm really looking forward to. And I really hope to see you there, and thank you again for listening to all the Ruby Shoes podcast episodes over the past 2 years.
What's on across Suffolk with Stephanie McIntyre. Sponsored by Ruby Shoes Podcast, your weekly entertainment news podcast. Available from your smart speaker, Apple, Spotify, or you just follow Ruby Shoes Podcast on Facebook and click on the weekly podcast link to listen.
There's a host of great shows on offer across Suffolk's magnificent theatres, and here's just a selection to tempt you. Monday the 29th of September at the Apex Theatre in Bury St Edmunds, Janet Street Porter is off the leash. From a Bolshy child with a Welsh-speaking budgie to national theatre, Janet Street Porter's life and language has always been colourful. As a broadcaster, television executive and newspaper editor, she was at the forefront of some of Britain's most enduring cultural moments. Now she finds herself with a senior rail card and 4 ex-husbands. The nation's favourite, rather fed-up pensioner brings comedy, tragedy and gossip in equal measure. A rant against growing old gracefully. Check her out for yourself. Go to theapex.co.uk. Wednesday the 1st of October at the Leiston Film Theatre, just announced, celebrated psychic medium Ryan Gooding will be returning to Leiston Film Theatre for one night only on Wednesday the 1st of October at 7:30 p.m. Ryan has quickly become one of the most talked about psychic mediums in the UK, completing his first UK tour and being shortlisted in the top 5 best loved psychic mediums in the UK. For more details, go to leistonfilmtheatre.co.uk. The new Wolsey Theatre and Eastern Angles presents Teechers until Thursday the 2nd of October. a high-energy comedy with a punchy political message about the state of our country's education system. Gail, Hobby and Salty are presenting their hilarious end-of-term play, one that tells the tale of their new drama teacher's progress at their chaotic school. After 2 terms of rowdy students, downtrodden colleagues and a system on the brink, will this idealistic teacher be swayed by the calm waters of a local private school? With just 3 actors taking on over 20 different roles with only the props of a classroom to hand, Teechers is a tour de force of live theatre and storytelling. For your tickets, go to wolseytheatre.co.uk. And finally, Saturday the 4th of October, The Sound of Springsteen. Celebrate 40 years since the iconic Born in the USA album was first released with the world-class theatre production The Sound of Springsteen. Experience the pure rock and roll euphoria of Bruce Springsteen at this outstanding show brings his iconic sound to life, taking you on a musical journey through the incredible catalogue, from Greetings from Ashbury Park to 2020's Ghosts via the legendary hits Born in the USA and Born to Run. From high-octane vocals to the phenomenal stage production, every detail is meticulously crafted to transport you back to the golden age of rock and roll. Find out more, go to spapavilion.uk. This week's What's Ons were brought to you in association with Ruby Shoes Podcast, delivering your local theatre and entertainment news.